This is Steve Zetro Souza from Exodus, and you're listening to Mosh Mag. Turn it up.
Hey, what's up? This is Donald Tardy with Obituary, and you're listening to Mosh Mag. Turn it up.
What's going on, everyone?
Hey, what's happening? This is another episode of Mosh Mag.
Mosh Mag.
Love
And what number is it?
Episode 18. We had to think about that one.
We have to tell them because
that was bad.
Beforehand, we were talking about what episode it is, and so we have to go online and check because we're not really sure. Because we're like, what the hell? What episode is this? Anyway, they're all starting to mesh together. We'll be at 300 one day. I'm like,
yeah, what is it?
What is this? God. Okay, if we go on this rate, if we go there, dude, 300 would be in 6 years, right? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We'll
if we continue on this weekly thing.
Hopefully by then, we'll have some kind of revenue and we'll throw a big party.
We'll throw a party. I'll buy everyone one beer.
There you go. Hell, hopefully we have enough revenue at episode 100. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
We'll have a party at my Pebble Beach estate.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even talking about that. Okay. Up in the news. We're going to start right after the news. We've got a lot to talk about. We have Donald Tardy interview tonight and all that good stuff. I went to a couple shows. We're going to talk about that as well. And Scott's got a couple things that I told him not to tell me anything about, so I'm surprised when he tells me about stories. So, anyway, in the news.
That would be cool.
I know. Slayer lawsuit. Yeah, I guess Slayer has a lawsuit to stop counterfeit merch. What do you think about that?
No,
Scott?
I think that's awesome because, it's funny because at the last show, as we're walking through the parking lot, they're like, $20 here, they're $40 inside, and I'm thinking, where'd you steal those from, from the band?
I know. Well, after us, we started, remember, we got our shirts that weekend, so we were kind of like, no, even though if you did, that's like a 6-color, that should be,
Yeah, no, we get it.
It's pricey to make this stuff.
And, that's the thing with me is, like we've spoke about before, albums don't make them money anymore. It's merch and concerts. So it's like, I just think that goes says in the parking lot, you're stealing from these guys, man. Buy the shirt inside.
And honestly, I don't blame him either. So this is it. This is it for especially for Tom. Tom's done. I think everyone else is going to go on to do other things. I know Carrie's going to go do something else. It's really cool. Oh, and happy birthday to Carrie King. Yeah, it was his birthday and Tom's. And Tom's. And it's funny. I don't know if you guys know, but if I have shot you as a musician and it's your birthday, what I do is I Photoshop a hat on you, like a birthday hat, and I say, Mosh Mag wishes so-and-so a happy birthday. So I got picked up from Carrie King's wife, and it was funny. She commented on it. She goes, I'll pass this on. It's so awesome. So it's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
If you guys haven't seen all those images, they are on our website, moshmag.com. So go check that out. But about this lawsuit, it's like, anyway, you're getting shitty quality.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I understand you paid so much to get in. If you want to have a couple beers, it's so much. And then at the end of the day, you're like, shit, I have only $20. I can understand wanting to get something for the show, but man, I understand what they're coming from too. Is these guys, and I guess this lawsuit was really going out. I guess there's this one group that was following them around, and they'll just go in the parking lot, never go inside to see the show, but they'll just go in the parking lot just to sell their shit.
Yeah.
And I guess they got caught so many times to start knowing who these people are. So that's what they really were trying to do, is just trying to nip it in the bud. And I don't blame them, man. And you get shitty quality shirts. I bought the Slayer shirt, and oh my God, what great quality shirts. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what people are starting to do now. I know on Machine Head, I know that because Rob Flynn, he has his own apparel line, and I have two of those Machine Head shirts. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, They are the best shirts, the best quality. They don't shrink up where they're up by your boobs and after 4 washings and stuff. So yeah, really
See,
good.
But way better quality, so you get what you pay for.
Right, you get what you pay for.
So
and I agree. Okay.
So I wanted to talk about the whole "As I Lay Dying." Okay, their new song. They put a song out. I believe they're playing. They just put a new song out. As everybody knows, Timothy Lambesis, whoever's been following this band, Timothy Lambesis is the guy who put a hit out on his wife to kill her. He did some time in prison from May 16, 2014, but then he was released on parole in December of 2016 on good behavior or whatever. Their new album is the new song is "My Own Grave," and it's actually pretty cool. They're a metalcore band. I've actually liked them, but the thing is, here's my question about this whole thing. I mean, do you like a guy like this? He's done prison, he does some crazy stuff like this, and then he goes back, gets back in his band, and they put out some just amazing stuff. And at a time when this genre is kind of dying at the time, they're kind of bringing it back. And so I mean, it's the mixed emotions on this one. What do you think of a guy like this?
It's kind of like the Michael Vick thing. Remember back in football and how all of a sudden now he's on TV. Yeah. Do you like a guy?
It's just.
Do you like a guy as a musician, or do you like a guy that? What was the circumstances? Was he on drugs? Was he But yeah, I know.
There's a long ordeal. Yeah, there's a long ordeal behind it. He was at a gym. He met a guy at the gym. The guy happened to be an undercover officer. He set everything up, dude, to kill his wife. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Wow.
He was, and see, I hate to bring this into it, but he says he's a Christian. They're not considered a Christian band. They consider themselves to be Christians in a band. They don't have any songs about Christianity or anything, but he was kind of going off the deep end with his beliefs there around the same time, from the stuff that I was reading.
So he was like a little holier than thou.
Yeah,
right?
or
he was like,
or vice versa. He was getting evil, one or the other. It's like he was getting to a point where he's just, I guess, started thinking evil thoughts, and he wanted to put his old lady out.
Now, okay, was there any details in this about what was his purpose of trying to kill his wife? Was it money? Was she cheating or?
She wasn't cheating. There wasn't any real money involved in it. I think it was just like I said. It was something to do with his beliefs.
Oh, his beliefs didn't believe that he should get a divorce, so he should kill his wife.
Who knows, man? It was something crazy. Like, I was reading the whole thing about it, and I just was like, I was so blown away by this stuff. I'm like, wow, this guy. And you know what? Here's the sad thing. The dude's got a huge heart. He actually adopted. I think he's got 4 kids. He's adopted 3 or 4 kids. He adopted with that lady. He's adopted them from another country. The whole 9. It's just yeah. That's the whole thing, man. He's got this huge heart, the whole 9, and then he becomes this, wanting to kill his wife. He sets it up with an undercover cop.
Needed her heart too, because he.
How do you just get twisted like that?
His heart grew full, and he needed another heart. Dude, that's crazy shit.
Yeah,
that is. Yeah, and now he's out there.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, he's remarried.
Okay.
She's remarried too.
Okay, good. It was like, don't tell me. Oh, I forgive him.
Bullshit. No, this time it's not. For once,
Honey, you try to kill me, you're kind of dead to me. I don't know. Maybe my old beliefs.
It's just the weirdest. Anyway, that's just idiot. Yeah. Well, that's just some weird stuff out there. And then, the other weird thing is in the news. There's Ian Watkins. Ian Watkins, that is the old singer of Lost. What the heck is their name? Lost Prophets. He was he went to prison he's doing 32 years for child molestation on a baby, dude. He's a sick bastard. Well, his girlfriend at the time, they have her on video actually talking about them two having a baby so they could rape it. They're twisted. That's how twisted these guys are.
So they have him on record.
Yeah, and her talking about how they wanted to have a baby so they could rape it. And he's doing like 32 years for raping a baby, right? Or raping a small baby child.
What about her?
So that's the whole thing. So as of just yesterday, she got basically acquitted or whatever. She is free of all charges, even though she was so twisted and so into this guy, she would do anything for him at the time.
Oh my God!
And so I guess there was also pictures of her with like children, but not like in the middle of any act or anything, but just with her and children. So it was kind of a weird thing. But actually, she got acquitted of all her charges, so she's free of all her charges. Sick, fucking twisted, but he's doing 32 years.
Dude, that is see,
fucking weird.
Oh, I don't know. I just get angry.
Yeah,
I get so pissed. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna have a child so we can all rape it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? God damn. I don't even want to talk about this shit.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Fucking shit. And man, okay. God, this is sad. I turned it to be a really happy episode, asshole. Now you're going to go shit into this. Holy fuck.
All right, moving on from the sick
I
fucking
know,
demented.
I'm moving on to this, and everyone committing suicide.
Yeah.
And now, Anthony Bourdain.
That sucked.
That's sad. And then Kate Spade, she committed suicide. And then you have, we have guitarist Ralph Santola, and he was the former Obituary guitarist and Death and a couple other bands, and he died. I guess he apparently had a heart attack.
Wow.
And went into a coma, and then they kind of just pulled the plug just a couple days ago. So it was kind of interesting.
That's hard.
Was actually, when all this is going down, I was sitting with Donald Tardy and doing an interview, which you're going to hear in a couple minutes. But yeah, it's very sad of anything. But man, I think we're just at that age where people are just gonna start doing some crazy shit and dying. And man, one of my other buddies died, and so it's a fucked up time right now.
Yeah, it's been a crazy start to 2018, that's for sure.
I know, just really trippy about, how people are passing away and how things are doing. But anyway, dude, I went and, enough of that shit. I'm done talking about bad shit.
Turn it back on the positive side.
Hey, man, I've been going to some incredible shows here. That's what I love about this I have this little dive bar. It kind of reminds me of a Ruthie's type, it's small, intimate, and just dark, and it's called Club Red here in Mesa, and it's so close to my house. I love it. But dude,
when I'm out there, I gotta check that out with you. You gotta take me there.
It's just, I want to take you to the Marquee. I want to take you just all these little.
I should just fly out there one day and go to a couple shows with you.
Okay, when you coming?
Just tell me some shows. Let's do it.
We were just telling Scott earlier that he needs to come to my house because I have a shitload of shirts that I just like. Here, Scott. Dude,
no shit.
I told him just bring an empty suitcase and a pair of shorts, man, and he'll be set home with them and shit. Anyway, I went and saw Obituary, and they played with Paul Bearer,
awesome.
Skeleton Witch, and Dust Bolt. Holy shit. I didn't really expect it to be, I've never seen Dust Bolt. I've never seen Skeleton Witch, nor Paul Bearer. I've seen Obituary a couple times, but fucking Dust Bolt. I guess they're from Germany?
Really?
Absolutely fucking kick ass, man. I have fucking bought the shirt. I've downloaded every fucking album they have. I've been listening to them like fucking crazy. But yeah, Dust Bolt, really great. And Skeleton Witch, I am a fan now. Yeah, I came home. I had 4 fucking shirts, and my wife's going, can we quit it on the concert shirts, man? I'm like, well, this band, and she's like, enough excuses. I don't want to hear this shit. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have now, Scott. I have like 4 dress shirts, and like everything else is like concerts or Raiders shit. So it's kind of fucking. But anyway, I'm gonna go down, and I think let's do the interview with Donald Tardy.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen. And here it is, Donald Tardy with James Willard. Oh yeah. Willard here with Mosh Mag, here with Donald Tardy. Donald, how you been, buddy?
I'm doing good, dude. How you doing?
Good. My first question to you, humidity or heat?
Oh, man, I'll take the humidity. You know, I don't understand it because Florida gets brutal.
Yeah.
But it is nothing like this. It's nothing like this, man. You guys can have the dry heat.
The dry heat. You know what? I know. But I don't sweat, so I'm a sweater. So I'm good, man. Good. So what were your early influences in your music that made your sound?
You know, it was for me. I started at such a young age that there was no death metal. There was not much metal in the world because I was a super young kid when I started really freaking out on drums. Probably by the age of 7, I already started figuring it out and tapping on everything in the house. And my neighbor of ours had a drum set, so I'd be sneaking over there as a 7-8-year-old. So you're talking in the 70s. So, you know, my influences were what my oldest brother was listening to at the time, which was Led Zeppelin, Queen, and then a lot of Southern rock like Charlie Daniels, Outlaws, Leonard Skinner, Molly Hatchet.
That's really
just a huge record collection that when he would go to work, I was just an 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, and I found it, and I was freaking out on vinyl. So that was the early on, because again, it was just I was at such a young age listening to music. It was before Metallica and shit came around.
Yeah.
And so that's what the influences was. John Bonham. I mean, that was my influence.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. We're in the same kind of era, and because here I was in Northern California when metal was coming out, and anything hard really came out. What really made you guys go so hard so early, and being like almost a pioneer to it?
Sabbath and Ronnie James Dio was what made me go, okay, music's fun to play, but this is what I need and want to do. And so, Trevor and I met at a super young age. Literally, I was 10 years old. It was 1980, I think we met, and immediately started diving into music and loving playing and jamming and stuff. He knew I was already really interested in drums. He begged his mom for a guitar, and we dove straight into it, And then, of course, when Slayer entered our lives, just like everybody, it was that was the beginning of the end for us,
Yeah, I totally, yeah, here. It's just really odd to see how, from me being in the West Coast, and then you guys being on, really the West Coast, really, and just how we all kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's really odd that your guys' sound was just so unique.
Yeah.
And it's incredible that you guys were that hard, that early, and that much popularity. That was really awesome.
Yeah, the Tampa scene early on was a lot of killer local bands. We had Sabotage, we had Nasty Savage, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's all this stuff. Death started exploding at super early on, and Morbid Angel and Executioner at the time that we were, and so there was a lot of, not competition, but there was a lot of good music right there in Central Florida that made you practice that much harder, made you think that much more about what you want to be as a sound. And we found our sound early on. It was Hellhammer and Celtic Frost that kind of put the light bulb above our head. We were like, Slayer's cool and Venom's, Metallica's cool, but we were more geared towards like Celtic Frost and Venom. Like the dirtier, grimier shit we liked.
Right.
And then so as a band, I think most people that know Obituary, there is a direct descent right from Hellhammer. That first album and those first few Frost albums is really where we found the scales that became the creature that we are.
Awesome. Yeah, because you definitely have a totally different sound, and I really think it comes down to your, the vocals, and I really think the vocals are just like totally obscure from everything else. It could be a lot faster and darker, but it makes that melodic crunch.
Yeah.
What as a drummer did you kind of have to change through the years from, say, when you guys first started until like your first break in like 93?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Drumming wise, I was immediately, I knew what I wanted for the style of drumming. Again, it goes back to Led Zeppelin. It goes back to Ronnie James Dio's drummer, Vinny Appice. Those were my two main influences, and I knew that's what I wanted. And I made that happen in death metal music. I didn't want to change my drum style to try to be a more popular death metal band. Yeah. I stuck with what I thought I was pretty good at, and Trevor and I blended the type of music style that we both loved, and it turned into Obituary.
Wow, that is incredible. How was it when you guys did make that first break? What really caused that break when you guys did? Was it, just like everyone else?
Yeah, not one. It wasn't one particular thing. It was being on a record label for so many years, trying to be a band for so many years, struggling for a lot of those years. In the music industry is not a fun place to be. Record labels are very easily to forget about you and move on and kind of brush your new stuff away quickly, and not being focused on was a tough thing for the band to deal with. And then we were just growing up, people were having children. We were kind of no longer just 20-year-olds. There are lives to be had. A couple people went and got real jobs and started having families. Me, I didn't know anything else but playing drums, so I was just playing for a year or so, and then I met Andrew WK, and so for literally 4 years of that time, I was really busy with him and had a blast with touring with him and doing some records with him. And then and who knew, like, it was going to be 6 or 7 years before next thing you know, we've been gone from the scene that long, and hindsight, it was a breath of fresh air that we actually took a break. Yeah. Because it put life into perspective for us. And when we did get back together and saw how much the world missed Obituary and wanted it really humbled us, and we realized, this is where we're supposed to be as humans on this planet. We are supposed to be creating this Florida style music for these fans that want to hear it. That's awesome. And we're super proud of that.
How did it all come about, you guys coming back together?
I don't really know. Again, it wasn't just one thing, but I think we were just, the important thing was we were still friends. Even though we weren't playing music, we were still watching football games together and stuff, and still talking. And I was on tour at the time with Andrew, and we were on Ozfest, and it was his idea, because we were like playing Miami, I think, at the time. And Andrew's like, "What do you think? Would the guys come out if I just let you guys come play a couple Obituary songs on stage instead of the Andrew stuff?" And next thing you know, we did it, and it was so fun that it kind of lit the spark again. And so, maybe, I don't know, maybe Andrew was a part of that.
What do you think through all this, and how metal tickets rise and then it took its fall? What do you really think was that it just went away and came back?
You know what? Time. Yeah. I think full circle. I think things that come around and do full circle, it's just simply enough. You got to wait enough time. You can't expect water to boil quicker than it will. You can't expect pork roast in the oven to be done in 15 minutes. It's going to take 6 hours, and that means time. And with the music scene, I don't know. Every band on the planet and every record label could have pushed a certain direction to try and make it come back quicker, and it wouldn't have changed anything. Yeah. Time was just going to have to do what it did, and I can speak for Obituary. Like right now, times are right back the way they were in the early 90s. It's unbelievable. We just played San Francisco 2 nights ago, and it was sold out. Last night was Los Angeles, and it was a sold out show. And for an Obituary headlining show to do that, it makes these old guys really proud to see fans are freaking out still.
That is really cool, because that's what I was always noticed, that when you guys did come to town here, they're always like, everyone was right on you. Yeah. And I know that like this area is kind of hard on metal at times, but I think you guys are just kicking ass.
Cool.
That last album you guys had, absolutely incredible. It almost reminds me of back in the day when you guys did the first album. So what do you think's next for you guys?
Well, I can answer that directly, or I can make a B-side of that. So directly, we are super happy with what's going on right now. We're supporting this new album. It's probably the best album we've ever written. We know Slow to Rot, Cause of Death, The Incomplete are the albums that people will always remember Obituary, and we're cool with that. We're very proud of those albums, but 30 years into it, to still write an album that's still that relevant. We're super proud of the songs. The production fits it perfectly. So we're going to support this album. We're going to see every corner of the planet because fans want to see Obituary, and we're going to stay busy and do what we do, you know. And then on the other hand, we are also very comfortable in our skin. We're cool with what's going on. We're always thinking about new songs and writing riffs and this and that, but at this time of our lives and this time of the music industry, you know, this new album has only been out for just over a year now, so we're in no hurry to try and push another album out of us as quick as we can. There's no sense, you know. I'm a believer in when an album is a favorite album of a fan, they're gonna listen to that thing again and again and really worship it. You know, like a Holy Diver album is how old? I mean, it's 20 something years old, and I still listen to Holy Diver almost every day of my life. So it's not like, oh, after 2 years you need a new album. I think metal fans understand that, and Obituaries cater to a live show. You know, it's fun doing albums, and you get proud making songs and making albums, but there's nothing more awesome than live shows and seeing the fans come out and giving them what they want, which is just a kick-ass show and having a good time, you know?
It is, yeah. And that's what I noticed. You guys are always seem to have a good time. On and off stage, I've seen you guys, and it's just absolutely incredible. What keeps that chemistry now? I mean, going on tour, you know, you're with each other 24/7 almost. I mean, what is it?
Yeah, you know, it's not the easiest life. You know, people think, oh, you're on tour, you're on a tour bus, you know, you guys are loving life, and we are fortunate. We're super lucky that we're at this level where we can do it the way we do. But to live out of a backpack, live out of hotel rooms, being shuffled around, being told when you have to go to sleep, being told when you're going to eat, you know, living out on airplanes and buses and shuttles, it is a tough life. People don't realize it's only 1 hour a day on stage playing the music, and that's fun. It's those other 23 hours that is brutal to the mind and body. And then, like you brought up, how do we keep it where, you know, after this many years, how do you have such a close relationship with your band members that you guys still like each other? And there's no easy answer to that. We're just truly great friends. We like each other. We accept each other's quirkinesses, their habits, their this and that, and when you accept the person that you are in a band with and you guys are true friends, it makes it really, really easy to have a good time.
That's good.
And we're practical dudes, man. You know, we're only on this planet for so long. We are not young dudes anymore. We're not old, but we are not young. Life is too short to be a dick, and we've said that a few times, and we're...
I'm going to quote you on that.
Yeah, right on.
I like that, man. I really like that, yeah. Okay, well, we've already talked about your favorite bands, of course. What was the... Oh, that was already said that. Dang it, I'm sorry.
No,
we're jumping all around it. It's
okay.
kind of good. I like it. It's just the flow. Now I messed up the flow, but I had to do with this shit.
It's all right.
So you guys have a few more dates left, and you're heading home.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
You guys going to go anywhere else after this?
Yeah, you know, if your listeners haven't already found out, we're you know, it's sad that the American fans are listening to this and not the European fans, but you know, Obituary goes home after this, and we take a little break for 1 month, and then we head to Europe for a quick run. The festival season starts, but we were just invited to do the Slayer tour, so Obituary is going to open for Slayer in November in Europe, and if I could do a backflip right now for the fans listening to this, I would, because we are absolutely ecstatic that we were invited to do it. We obviously said yes immediately before they could even ask the question, and my God, we're opening for Slayer.
That is good. I just went and saw him, man. That was an incredible show.
Awesome.
So you do have we've already talked this on our show. You do have a cat sanctuary, is that true?
It's not a sanctuary. I help out a few different sanctuaries, but like what I do on my own is just in my neighborhood, in my surrounding area. There's a lot of homeless cats, a lot of feral cats in Florida. There's no winter time, so they breed year-round, so the homeless population's a big issue. So I educated myself on how to help the population problem, and it's called Trap, Neuter, Return, and it's exactly what that sounds like. The Humane Society of Tampa Bay allows me to borrow traps, just these self-trapping traps, super simple to use, and I just know that behind like the McDonald's in my neighborhood, there was like a colony of cats that kept breeding, and then behind apartment complexes and stuff, and for the last 16 years, my girlfriend and I have been doing it. So you just go in, you trap them, you take them to Humane Society, they get fixed, they recover overnight, then you bring them right back where you trapped them and you release them so they know where they are. They can still live their lives, but they're not going to keep breeding, and we help the population problem. So 15 years of doing this, it's turned into quite the production. So now it's 33 different locations that I actually take care of, a little over 100 cats. You know, some are just like 2 cats behind a dumpster at an apartment complex. Some, like at a bowling alley that I do in Tampa, it's probably 15 cats that wait for me every evening when I come pulling in, and they all know me. They know my truck. It's pretty awesome to see them all come jumping out, and they're like, yeah, dinner time, you know. So, you know, the main thing is getting them spay neutered and fixed and stop the population problem. But then I got a big heart, and I put down food and fresh water every night before I eat dinner. I go out. It takes me about 2 hours to feed my gangs, and I just put food down, some fresh water, and then I eat my dinner.
That is so cool.
Right on.
That is so cool.
Right on.
That's what I got for you, man. Thanks, Donald Tardy, man. I appreciate everything.
Right on, dude.
And how a great fucking person you really are, man.
Right on.
I appreciate it.
Right on.
Okay, Willard out. See you. Yeah.
So
Donald Tardy, man. You know what? What a great fucking guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. I gotta thank him again for helping us out with our intro too.
I know, and I did when I was there. I thanked him and I said, hey, we still use that intro of you, but I just walked out of there, and I see him on stage, and he is absolutely having a great fucking time, smiling. The whole night was just an incredible lineup. Paul Bear, Skeleton Witch, Dust Bolt, and them. That was a great fucking night.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I broke a lens that I was there in my
Really?
camera. Yeah.
Ouch.
That's another $1,200 I need to pay out. But anyway, that's going to come out of the Mosh Mag fund. No.
There you go.
But I'm gonna have, dude. I understand. I'm really backed up on all the images. I have Obituary show that I'm gonna show some images from, and with the interview, we're gonna post that. Yeah. Anyway, but I have a lot. I still have Anthrax, Behemoth, and Testament. I need to get out on because I'm writing reviews, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm dyslexic, so it's really hard for me to do that. That's another story. But anyway. Yeah, so I still got those stuff. But another show I just saw just last week, and it was Power Trip.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, if you guys have not seen Power Trip, you gotta go fucking see them. If you haven't heard of Power Trip, get out under your rock and get your ass and start listening.
Yeah, they're
to Power
badass.
Trip. This, I'm telling you right now, if they come out with we just posted a single on social media of their brand new song that they just popped out, and they're the next thing. I know
for
they're
sure.
the next fucking. They're gonna be on top. I know I've had issues with something that makes a longer story. I'm not even gonna get into that one. I'm going to tell the story. I owe it to my listeners to tell the story. Okay. I was in Tucson. I was photographing the band. They were opening for Obituary and Exodus, right? So they are on stage, and I jump on stage because it's really hard to shoot the drummer. So I go up to the drummer, and I'm about to shoot the drummer. Well, I'm up there for 5 seconds. I put my camera not in their way, and I'm very cautious what I'm doing. I just want to get it. I don't want to be on the stage. I'm out of the way. I go over the top. I take a couple pictures, and he goes, "Get off the stage." And I looked at him like, wow, that was the first time in my life that I've ever had an opening band
Kick you off the
tell
stage.
me to get off stage because I'm trying to take pictures of them and do something to tell the world about them. And I was just, but hey, and from a drummer, you know, I never get told someone to get the fuck off. Hey,
it wasn't.
Whatever.
At least it wasn't the bass player. Oh,
you fucking. But you know what? What a power trip. A power trip from Power Trip.
There you go.
So that's how I call it. Anyway,
there you go.
Anyway,
You got Power Trip, bitch.
But it was, I know. But you know what the killer thing was? Like, okay, my buddy, John Connor, yeah, that's his real name. You know, John Connor.
Yeah.
You know,
Terminator.
I'm John Connor. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I have a buddy named John Connor. Well, he brings his 7, 8-year-old kid, right? Okay. The bands that played with Power Trip were Mosh Mag, Fury, and Red Death. Red Death opened. So Red Death opened, and my buddy's kid goes out there, and he's having a good time. He's out there like, woo, yeah. Oh, this is moshing up. There was only like 4 or 5 people in the mosh pit, okay? His dad was there to kind of help him through. But hey, we've just introduced him to fucking metal and a mosh pit, and he was all stoked. I went out and bought him an extra large Red Death shirt.
Nice.
The reason being, when he gets 18 and he can fit in an extra large shirt, he'll always have that shirt. He'll save it and go, this is the first metal band I've ever been to. I was kind of thinking about, down the long run. So as night went on, he kept on wanting to go in the pit. Well, Power Trip came on. Daddy, I want to go in the pit. So John takes his son into the pit. Well, all of a sudden, one song later, here comes little Perry. Hi, Perry. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Popped a tooth. He got popped a tooth with Power Trip Mosh Mag. I mean, a mosh pit. So, what a way to pop your cherry at a Power Trip show,
No, that's sick. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I was talking to you earlier about this, and some people I don't understand. Like, the Obituary lineup was incredible, right? Here I have Power Trip, Mosh Mag, Fury, and Red Death. Mosh Mag, they shouldn't have been on this line. I don't understand. Why would you go on tour, right? If you go on tour, why would you want to go on tour and not be in the same genre of the music?
Yeah, they're more of I don't even consider them rock. They were like a country band. Like that new country.
Weird. Yeah, it's a trip. And I don't mind if they're a little hard and you can kind of be with that time, but they just weren't anything like that. And it just was really, I was even there going, huh? It was a girl singer, and I think people really didn't want to say anything because, it's a girl singer and they don't. But it just was it wasn't fun. It wasn't like a build-up, like, oh my God, I'm going to see Power Trip next.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think people just want to play, and I think they need to pick their thing. But Fury and Red Death, they were right down the lines. Yeah, it was a great show. Great show. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to have images and show review from Obituary and Power Trip coming up. And I have a couple more shows that I'm going to go to. On June 15th, I'm going to go see Nonpoint and Butcher Babies. So I'm going to I have a photo pass for that. And on July 3rd, I have an interview scheduled for the Black Dahlia Murders. So that is going to be up, and they're co-headlining with Whitechapel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you about this.
What's that?
This is like Black Dahlia Murders and Whitechapel, they're co-headlining, and then Butcher Babies and Nonpoint, they're co-headlining as well.
Huh.
Isn't it weird that there is a lot more
co-headlining?
Like co-headlining and stuff? Yeah.
I think it's cool because it brings out two big bands. You know what I mean?
Right. I think it's really great. I mean, especially when you're going to these littler shows, and they're packing in, 400 or 500 people.
It's like they put the ego away and they can,
Right. And it's, you know what? That's what I like. And I was talking to you about, that's what I like about, like, this is Club Red. Their sound's incredible. Brick walls, you really get good sound. So you really get to see them up close and personal, and it brings me back, like I said, it brings me back to Ruthie's. It brings me back to those little dive bars that we used to go to. I'm not calling this a dive bar. It is kind of in a way, but...
That's not really a bad thing.
No, I think back in the day, when you said dive bar, it was like you rolled your eyes. Yeah. But now it's kind of like, it's got character, Everything's got a little character and stuff. But anyway, that's what I got going on. And what do you got going on?
that's about crickets. No, actually, what I want to talk about, like we were talking about before, is we want to be the voice of the underground. So we want to actually get a lot of bands out. Want you guys that are coming up, or bands, local bands, so-called garage bands, if you want to call it that. We want to be your voice. We want to, we want to start putting up a little things about. We want to do a battle of the bands and get you guys noticed. So if you can, hit us up and at moshmag666@gmail.com. Either upload a link to maybe your site, or where you can hear some music, maybe a link to an album or a song, maybe a YouTube link, whatever it is that you can send us that we can check out your stuff. And if we could post it, that'd be great.
Right before you get into everything else, like one of our listeners too, Jeremy, hello, how you doing? She had talked about, we were talking about doing parking lot interviews and stuff like that. Well, she nailed it and said we're going to have to call it Tailgate Talk.
Ooh, I like that.
And I really want to go do that.
That's totally cool.
But I think that we're going to need to do, I can't do it alone. I think I'm going to wait. Because that's how it is. If I have a microphone and I'm walking up to a group of people like drinking beers in the middle of a parking lot, what are they going to say about this fucking guy coming up? If there's two guys, it's a little different.
Yeah.
I need someone to hold my hand, please.
I think that would be really cool.
But I really want to talk to everyone about what got them into metal. Like everyone has a story of like how they got there, and I really want to. It's very interesting to hear. I like it. I like that. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt like I always do.
No, you're all right. You're all right. No,
but we want you guys to be a part of it too, not just us. We want you guys to be, I want your input,
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll come and interview you in a parking lot.
Hey, there you go. Well, there you go.
Then we'll go porta potty talk. I won't go there. That's another story. Go ahead. I'm done. I'm sorry.
All right, man. I think that should wrap it up.
Yeah.
That pretty much does it.
Did you tell everyone to visit us and smash some buttons?
That's all right. So here we are. You guys hit us up at www.moshmag.com. You'll find all our reviews, photos, amazing photos and reviews are on our site. Those are all updated. You also check us out on Instagram, or Mosh_mag. You can also find us on Twitter at the same place. And then all your people that have voice-activated devices, you can now hit us up on Google Play, Alexa, iTunes, pretty much anything that's voice-activated now. All you have to do is say, please play Mosh Mag podcast.
You mess this up every time. It is.
Well, it's different for everyone, that's for sure.
I know. But if you go, Alexa, play Mosh Mag podcast. I swear if that bitch heard me. She did.
Yep.
That goddamn bitch. I swear to fucking God. You know what? Everyone that has Alexa or something like that, don't you just freak out all of a sudden she'll come off, like, tell you the weather and shit, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Holy
She's
shit.
trying to tell you to get out of the house. She's like, hey, it's nice out. Why are you guys still here?
I know. You lazy ass.
She's like, I got a Roomba coming over, I got all these robots coming over. What are you guys still doing here?
Oh, hold on. Alexa, off! Idiot.
All right, man, so that should do it.
That's it, man. Okay, guys, thanks for everything. Thanks for all your support. And all you people, come see us at some shows. And if you see us, at least say hi.
Yeah,
shit.
the shirts are coming. We're thinking about it.
I know you guys.
Stickers and shirts, we're working on
Colin, I gotta call you, I know. I just gotta afford it, shit.
Yeah, Pulse merchandise.
Yes. Pulse merch. That's the way to go, man.
They were just at Comic-Con. If you guys are out there this weekend, you should check them out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was?
Yep.
Oh, that's even badass.
Yeah, they had a booth out there. They were doing some stuff.
Oh. You know what? I want to get into that.
Yep.
That's another stuff. I would really love to try that.
Do a booth?
No, doing shirts. Doing that kind of... I love watching that. I could watch that all day. Like, people making shirts and stuff. Well, yeah, I like that. Anyway, that's it, everyone.
All right. Peace out. Later.
Peace. Bye.